We'll gather around, feel the love come down. Blue elephant is strong.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we are going to make this really cute Christmas lantern today. And to do it, we are using Let's Resin's epoxy resin to kind of do our thing. Now, Unicone crushed crystal. We all know it's a super sparkle. You can mix it in your resin for that super sparkliness that it gives. But I thought, what if I kind of just splotch it on? Like, I don't want to dust it, which is kind of what I started to do with a paintbrush. That's not what I want to do. I just want to kind of have it just sporadically here and there. I don't necessarily want it through my resin because I am coloring my resin. I'm not using it transparent in any manner of speaking. So I do want a little bit of something on there. So I found that tweezers kind of work best to kind of splotch it on here and there. If there was an area that just had too much, that kind of dropped too much on it, I did take a little bit of painter's tape and just dab a little bit of it off just to kind of make it how I wanted it. But we're going to see how this works. This way, it's another use for it that, you know, you don't necessarily have to mix it in your resin. You want that super sparkle, but you want it in a different way. So, I'm not going to lie. As I mix my white mica powder up, I was a little nervous about this mold because of the issues that I had with the Halloween mold. But we'll see how it goes and kind of keep our fingers crossed. Now, I am going to use some of the Let's Resin alcohol ink, and for the Christmas tree, I'm using green. And then I'm going to slowly pour in my white resin. Now, the reason I'm doing this is I don't want it all green. I had contemplated how I wanted to do this. Like, I've had this mold for quite a while now. Didn't necessarily want to do the glitter thing. I wanted to make it look like it's a cohesive piece, so I didn't necessarily want to do all one straight color and have each one different colors, because then it just, I don't know. I want it to look like it flows together. So I decided that what I want to do is kind of the trick that I've been doing a little bit here lately with my alcohol inks, is plopping them down first and then immediately pouring my resin over there. And that's just so that it doesn't stain my molds. And then just kind of letting it organically spread however it wants to spread. I'm getting some color in there, but it is going to be predominantly white. And then I can use the green for the Christmas tree, the red for Santa, and then just to kind of tie it all together, I thought about doing silver for the bells, you know, the song Silver Bells, but I kind of thought it would just look gray. So I opted just to go straight gold on the angel and the bells. And honestly, I'm glad I did, because, yeah, I'm glad I did. Anyway, so I did notice that when I did the angel, like, the gold really didn't pop out as much as I want it to. And for some reason with alcohol inks, that yellow, and let's be real, gold is a variation of yellow. It just doesn't, you just need so much more of it to kind of get that oomph that you're looking for. Unlike the red, where I kind of accidentally probably put a little bit way too much in there, and Santa is super crazy sunburned, but it's fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Right? It'll be fine. Yeah. Anyway, so then I'm just going in with my dotting tool, going around those areas, kind of spreading out some of the color a little bit more, making it move to where I want it to. Like, I want it to be organic, but I also want it to be centered around those images. And then with the gold, because I'm just losing it, I did take some and put it on top, just in certain areas where it was very lackluster. And then I'm just going to kind of swirl it in just a little bit. Now, these are going to end up being the backs, so I don't know how much good I'm actually doing, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, we can only try, right? And then I'm going to kind of just fill these up a little bit more and let them kind of do their thing. And then we're going to start working on the base of this. Now, I did have two things of resin. I have my other cup sitting over there, so I'm just adding in the HTV white mica powder into this one, and we're going to do the same thing. Now, for the base, because of the colors that I chose, and the angel and the bells, it honestly kind of worked out without me even thinking about it. I didn't realize when I was doing this that the angel and the bells are slightly bigger than the Santa and the Christmas tree. So when I made those two the same color, I'm really glad I did, and it was those two and not the like angel and Santa or something like that, because in my head I was thinking when I put this together, I can put it together any which way and it's not going to make a difference. It's a square, right? It's just going to all slide in. That's not the case. So when I did this, I want to incorporate those colors in there. So I put green on the corner of one side, red on the corner of the other side, going in with the gold in the middle because I don't want my green and my red to touch and create like a brown. So when I poured the resin so that the green and the red go in the way that I want them to, I kind of went in between the two colors. This way it's pushing the green into the corner, pushing the red into the corner. Now, I get it. It's going to come out. That's fine. I just didn't want that initial mix of colors to be so strong that it's going to muddy up my colors, anything like that. I want it to have its own color. I don't want them to necessarily mix. Like, if they go in a little bit, it's fine. It's not a huge deal. I do kind of push them around a little bit, and you can see I put the same amount of green and red. I have to start remembering that red is way, way more potent than green, and I need to use less red and more of my other colors. One day maybe I'll think about it and remember, because red really does and can overtake everything. So now we're just going to hit it with the heat gun real quick just to pop any bubbles that may be there. I am going to kind of push and concentrate on the green and the red and trying in the yellow that I can see, and try and get these colors to kind of blend out, feather out just more so it looks more organic and I don't have any hard lines in there. And we're just going to let it do its thing and see how we get. Now you can see already the red. I mean, we knew it was going to kind of be an issue. It overtook Santa like crazy. It's fine. If I really, really wanted to, I could just recast the Santa and just put like one drop in and that's it. And that would probably be good enough. But I'm not that stressed about it. The base, I like it. I like how the color is just kind of just barely there. Enough to tie it in together so it looks like one cohesive piece, but not overwhelming. Do you know what I mean? Just enough, just a kiss of color, and that's it. Now, I am liking this a lot. But it's a little plain. So, I want to do something else with it. Now, I have some ideas, but what I'm going to do is I have decided that I'm going to go around with a gold paint pen and I'm just going to outline these images and make them stand out a little bit more, give them a little special something, just kind of fiddling to see how this is going to fit together. And I can line it up so that my green touches that green corner, my red touches the red corner. It flows together. It looks like it's supposed to be that way. Turned out how I wanted it to. And you can see that it's not going to stand on its own. So we're going to have to figure that out in a little bit. Now, my thought with these, obviously we know it's resin. So real candles are a no-go. So we're going to use our battery operated tea lights in here. But I was thinking, you can get that, oh, what's it called? Oh, crap. Oh my God. Like, I guess words are going to be an issue today too. It's that the paper that you can kind of melt, like that has the iridescent colors to it, and you can use your heat gun and it shrinks a little bit, kind of gets all crinkly. You can do different sheets together. I can't for the life of me think of what it's called. But you guys, I know you know what I'm talking about. But you could put that in the back of each one of these if you wanted to, and give that light something to kind of shine through, if that makes sense. You could probably even, now that I'm looking at it, Yeah, you could do that too. So, if you wanted to, instead of how I decide to do this in the end, and I mean, you can still do it that way, obviously, but all of these pieces fit together perfectly, right? You can cast the very bottom base of it twice and use it as the top part so that then in a manner of speaking, you only have the light coming out of where the holes of the images are. Fantasy film. That's what it's called. Fantasy film. I knew I would think of it. I realize it's like 20 minutes too late, but it's fantasy film. That would look kind of cool behind each one of these and give it like something different to kind of that light to filter through. I thought would be kind of cool, but mine's packed away, so I'm not using it for this. Anyway, back to my thing. So I'm just sitting here looking at it as I'm doing this voiceover, and I'm like, you could totally flip that bottom upside down. Yes, it has the hole for the tea light in there. I understand that, but you can use it as almost like a lid for it, not have to worry about gluing or your pieces falling apart all over the place. So you can put the bottom on, put the pieces in, stick your tea light candle in there. We're not using a real flame anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then do the bottom again and put it on as a lid. I guess it could maybe go to, I'm not sure if it would cover like the point of the star on the tree or not. It might. I mean, you may be able to make it so that it doesn't go down the whole way, but it holds the pieces in well enough. I'm not sure, but it's definitely a possibility to be able to try and do. Anyway, on that note, while I'm finishing this up, I'm not gonna make you listen to me. I'm gonna put some music on for you guys, and I will be back when we are ready for the last step.
Christmas lanterns all aglow, calling Santa stop and show. Every house along the road, magic fills the night, stockings hung with care and cheer, Santa's sleigh with reindeer near, cookies out for him to eat, joyful hearts in rhythmic beat, Santa's lantern shining bright, guiding him through starry night, bringing gifts and spreading love, spirits soaring high above. Children's dreams are softly spun, wishing for a night of fun. Laughter echoes through the air, love and peace beyond compare. Bells are ringing through the sky, wishes whispered winged to fly, candles flicker warm and gold, tales of magic to be told, Santa's lantern shining bright, guiding him through starry night, bringing gifts and spreading love, spirits soaring high above.
Snowflakes gently falling to the ground, sparkles of color all around. missing gems as the ground turns white. Sitting inside by the firelight, windows frost like lace they spin. Coffee steams on glass so thin. Footsteps crunch on paths untamed. Nights of tales and games unnamed. Oh, the world it turns in silence deep, blankets us in dreams we keep, warm with hearts that softly
Okay, so
glow
we have all of our edges painted, all of our, that's all done. Now, to get these to stay so that I can glue them into place, I just got this string that I had laying around, and I'm gonna kind of wrap it around a couple of times, just tie it on here so that it's not going to move. Fiddle with it for a moment to make sure everything is nice and straight, and then I decided that at first I was like, I'm just gonna glue like the edges to it, and then I decided no, I don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna get some hot glue and stick it in the corners, just a little ball on each corner, just to kind of immediately hold it into place so that it stops moving on me. And then I'm gonna take my E6000 glue, run it up the sides on each corner and then around the bottom as well. I was going to not glue it in, like just leave it as two separate pieces, but why? Like, it didn't make much sense to have it come off. Like I said, we're not using real candles, so it doesn't really matter. I don't need to be able to slide that up and down. So I'm just going to glue it all together and be done with it and not have to worry about it coming apart anymore. So I am just taking the hot glue gun, putting a little bead in there, and then taking my dotting tool and kind of just smoothing it out so it's not, just one big blob, and then I make sure it's touching both sides just to get me that immediate bond. And then I'm going to go through and do the same thing, but with a silicone tool with the E6000 glue, take it all the way up and down and around that bottom as much as I can. It's, kind of tricky to get your hand in there without gluing yourself, which is not what I want to do. And then that's pretty much it. That is, as I kind of finish this up, that's pretty much a wrap on this one, guys. So as far as videos go, obviously, this one, I'm going to try my best to finish up one I have in the process for Saturday. But I think after Saturday's video, that may be the last one for a week or two. We are actually, like, physically moving houses, like, this week, the end of the week. So hopefully by Friday, I should be in my new house completely, and then it's just a matter of getting everything together and unpacked and start recording again. So there may be a week or two over Thanksgiving and maybe the week after that I don't have anything. I don't know. We'll see what I can do. That is one of my first priorities, is kind of getting that set up and getting, everything together, so at least I can get something out to you guys. But anyway, on that note, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I will catch you guys on Saturday in the next one. Love ya. Bye.
Tiny hands in frosty air, building dreams from snow we share. Button's eyes and carrot nose, magic in the world it shows.
Woolen hats and scarves we bind, laughter follows winter wind. Twig arms raise from snowy land, we create with wonder's hand. Snowman dances in delight, children's hearts all pure and bright. Sleigh lights glide on fluffy white, magic fills this Christmas night. Snowflakes fall like whispers sweet. Children cast